Well, this was a nice surprise.
Yes, we have something new for Hobbit Day, which was yesterday.
Happy birthday, Bilbo.
Yeah.
So for those of you that don't know, we do actually have brand new information on the War of the Rohirrim starter set.
Yes, and the starter set is always such a massive thing for these GW releases. And before we go into anything, happy, sad?
I'm very happy.
Yes.
Like really, way happier than I thought I was going to be, because when they announced that they were doing a new edition with War of the Rohirrim, we kind of theorized over what sort of stuff would be in the box. We got a few things wrong, but most things right.
Yeah, they've kind of gone for a more starter-friendly version, as opposed to an experienced player box. Yeah. So it's a proper starter box rather than an expansion box.
Yes, and we'll get to this, but the most important thing that we're getting is new Rohan warriors.
Yes, which again we'll kind of get onto a bit more in the future, but this could mean massive things for new other models in other factions, which could be huge.
I think it's very important to say right now that this box, I think, needs to sell well for us to get new updated models in the future.
Yeah. If this tanks, they'll just give up on it pretty quick, which will be sad.
So forget about the price, just suck it up and buy it, okay? Anyway, we're essentially going to go through the Warhammer community article, which, if we remember, we'll link in the description. Look at every single announcement, everything that's included in the box, and give our thoughts. Let's do it. So, we start off with a video. I'm sure we'll show a couple of clips of the video in the video.
Yeah, it's basically just a lot of pretty shots of the models, and it goes to show that we can definitely get some nice looking stuff in the future, because these do look stunning.
I think they're plastic models. It just says Citadel, but looking at the Dunlending warriors, or whatever, the tribesmen, whatever they're calling them, the detail looks significantly better than your average standard plastic GW model. I don't know what it is.
I think it might just be because most of the like the Rohan models, for example, they're from 20-odd years ago now.
Yeah.
So I think it's just where the technology's come on better.
All right, let's look at what's included in the box.
Okay.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
So we have a 176-page rules manual. Now, this is obviously the most important thing in this box because it's the updated rules. This is the new edition. So we're pretty much going to have to read the entire book.
Yep. Can't wait.
We then have a 48-page scenarios and profiles booklet. So this is just going to be what gives us the profiles for the new models that we haven't had before. Because obviously at some point, either alongside this or soon after, they'll be releasing the updated armies of Middle-earth.
Yes, timing-wise, I'm not exactly sure how they're going to land, but I hope it's not a case of people go, oh, I'm going to just wait for the next thing to come out and then wait for that. So then the sales for this are awful and nothing comes in the future.
Good point.
So I imagine most of this should all be the new stuff.
Yeah.
Surely?
Yeah. We also get 12 six-sided dice. Hopefully they're a bit better than the standard crappy tiny ones that normally come in.
And they look pretty standard from the picture.
They look like they're 16 mil though.
From
here.
Yeah.
A range ruler. Cool. And this is something I find quite interesting. Now, I'm not sure off the top of my head if this is something that's normally included.
Yeah.
That we just never use because they're paper. But it comes with a 3x3 double-sided playmat.
I think I've seen somewhere, and again, I'm not sure if this is true, that this is just a starter set thing. So it's not like a change to the edition or anything like that. They're going to, because obviously it's usually 4x4.
Yeah.
I think it is just a starter set idea.
Okay.
I've seen some people say it could be to do with people's standard table size, like dining table size, for example, and that fits nicer on it, which is why they would choose that, because then it's easier for you just to open it at home and play.
Yeah.
So I don't think, from what I've heard, but obviously don't quote me on this, that there's anything more to look into than it's just to make it more family friendly.
Okay, that makes sense, because to be honest, I would be devastated if they changed it from 4x4, as I've just started making 4x4 boards, so that would be a big shame.
4x4 is a really nice size, so yeah, it would be a shame.
Yeah. We then get a quick reference guide, which hopefully if there's any major changes to the rules and how it plays, that'll be handy for our first few games.
And actually missed out the 2 Rohan houses as well, which terrain is great. Maybe not enough of it in this. Get to that at the end though.
I'm trying, have they ever done terrain in a starter set before?
They did in Osgiliath, didn't they?
Did they? we just not use
Or
it?
did we just...
Yeah, they must have. Yeah, they must have. Yeah. Okay, the Rohan houses, though, if you've bought one of them before, they're really, really nice. So that's a nice little addition to having this box for sure. Okay, on to the warriors.
Cool, so there are 56 Citadel miniatures. We've got Haleth, Prince of Rohan, Háma, Prince of Rohan, 24 Warriors of Rohan, who are the new sculpts, which are awesome.
Yes.
And then on the other side, we have Wolf, leader of the Dunlendings, General Targ, and 24 Hill Tribesmen. So that seems very even, I've got to say that.
Yeah,
it's got to be. But
It's a very balanced starter set. You'd assume that our tribesmen are going to be pretty much the same statistically as the Warriors of Rohan, and those two heroes are probably pretty much the same. But yeah, I'm excited. And that's four new heroes that we've never had in this game before.
Yes. Yeah, I'm happy enough with that. The only thing I feel might be missing is something that's not just a standard warrior. Like there's no
Riders.
no riders, no banners, no monsters. There's nothing extra. This is very much, again, like we kind of said, this is a starter set.
Yeah, but I think as well as it being a starter set, they are kind of maybe trying to simplify a few things in the game.
Yeah, well, which is why, it makes sense.
Yeah,
it's hard for us experienced people.
Yeah, we're experienced, but we're still not that good with the rules.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So that's the content out of the way. Let's look at the heroes, the models in more detail. So Haleth is the eldest son of Helm Hammerhand and heir to the throne of Rohan. Like his father, he's a strong and skilled fighter who is willing to put his life on the line to defend his homeland. Few who stand against him can hope to match his martial skill. There are two versions of Haleth included in the starter box. Oh, one on foot and one. Okay.
I think this is just a thing they're doing for everything now. I think they're just going to do both versions.
Yeah.
Because it was always frustrating when you could get one version and not the other, especially if it was mounted and not foot.
Yeah.
Because then if the mount died, you're like,
yeah,
proxy.
That's very true. Yeah. No, I didn't even really think about this, to be honest. Looking at the starter set, I kind of forgot that we got them both. But that's really cool. What do you think of the mold, the design?
Oh, I think they look absolutely stunning. I think they're just the new quality that they put out now. They're just keeping on par with that.
Yeah.
So much better than the old stuff when you start looking at them side by side. It's almost light and day these days.
Yeah. What's really nice about these, I think, is that they very, very clearly fit in with the aesthetic of the original Rohan stuff.
Yeah.
But there's also like enough changes to make it different. So you can tell them apart, but it'll blend seamlessly.
Not sure how fussed I am on the yellow on the horse's armor, personally, but that's creative choice.
Yeah. We don't have to have yellow armor horse. But what's interesting as well is they mentioned how few can match his martial skill, which makes me think he's going to be very much like a close quarters combat hero, and Háma probably.
Yeah, he's going to be the bigger one, like I guess you're closer to an Éomer type.
Yeah.
And then Háma's going to be more like towards a captain type.
Probably, yeah. Okay, do you want to read Háma?
Okay, so we got Háma, Prince of Rohan, who has a bow. We love an archer.
Oh, yeah.
So Háma is the youngest son of Helm and something of a warrior poet. A capable fighter in his own right, he is particularly adept with a bow and rides to war alongside his father and brother in defense of Edoras. You'll find two versions of Háma, one foot and one mounted.
This is actually the one I'm most excited about.
I think that's more of an us type hero.
I'm not going to lie. If I was going to design me in Middle Earth, it would look like that. Because that's literally a Rohan Ranger.
Yeah.
In terms of design.
Yeah, get some Rohan warriors with some better shooting would be nice. Yeah. So and heroes who can shoot are always handy as well. I always like my captains to be able to shoot. And if that's what Háma does, good.
Yeah, we'll look at the Warriors of Rohan now, but just judging on the new poses for the new Warriors of Rohan archers, I feel like they should be better archers because they look so badass.
Yeah, true.
And to be fair, specifically in the books, like Tolkien writes how they're good archers in Rohan. They do have good archers. So it's a shame that they suck in the game. All right, Warriors of Rohan then. Look at those molds. They are so cool. Look at these archers. Yeah. Beautiful.
Well, I feel like the poses are just a level up on what we've had before. And I'll put it on the screen now. Comparing the original Rohan warriors to these, and I think you've only just got to look at them. You almost don't need to say anything. It's just obvious which are better. like you say, those archers as well, the poses look lovely.
Do you know what's really funny though is some of them are like similar to the original ones. Like this guy here, I feel like that's almost identical to previous poses, but just better. And I hate to say it, I almost feel like they've taken inspiration from some certain proxy companies. Not naming any in particular, but they look a lot more like some of the Rohan proxies that I've seen than they do official models. But that's not a bad thing, because some of the proxies out there are incredible.
It wouldn't surprise me if GW have gone out and found the designers and sculptors for a lot of those like companies who've done those things, and hired them to do these, because they've obviously hit well.
I am very, very happy with this.
There's one particular that's standing out to me, actually. There's a guy top left who's got his sword above his shield.
Oh, yeah.
That looks like, having a line of them on the front line, that would look awesome.
I really like this guy, and I like this archer here, reaching for his arrows.
Ah, yeah.
Really nice. Anyway, what they say. You get 24 all-new Warriors of Rohan miniatures in the starter set. They follow the same design aesthetic as the classic models from years gone by. There we go. But have been brought up to date with the latest sculpting wizardry. Love it. Armed with a range of spears, swords, shields, and bows, they'll be the backbone of your Rohan war host. And if you already have a Rohirrim army for Middle-earth strategy battle game, then these will make perfect reinforcements. So I think that's one of the things that a lot of people were most concerned about, is that this new stuff wouldn't blend and fit in well with the old stuff, but they've clearly made an effort to make sure that they do.
Yeah, I think it's definitely, if your paint schemes match, you won't second guess it.
No. I just want more of that. I want to replace all of our old ones
I
though.
know.
Okay, on to the bad guys then.
Okay, so we start off with Wolf, leader of the Dunlendings. So this is one which didn't necessarily get all the best feedback at first, like images was released, because people were saying Age of Sigmar-y. Yeah. But I think seeing it all together, it looks fine.
I really like it personally.
Yeah.
I have no issue.
Yeah, I got no issues with the way he looks at all. But as for what it says Wolf was banished from Rohan after his father was slain by Helm Hammerhand, and has since sworn vengeance on the King of Rohan and his bloodline. Now, Wolf prepares to unleash his warriors on Edoras. We revealed Wolf's mounted and on-foot miniatures last month, but it's worth taking another look at these ferocious sculpts.
Yeah, we already talked about these, even maybe it might have been on Instagram, but I personally think it's, especially the on-foot model, it's cool. He's got the classic GW hero foot on a rock pose.
And a shield.
And a shield, yeah. And it just, I don't know, it looks cool. Yeah, it looks quite fantasy, quite Sigmar-ish, but there's nothing wrong with that. Sigmar have some beautiful models.
It just means the horse looks massive as well.
That is a big horse, yeah, very true. Okay, let's look at the other brand new evil hero then, General Targ. No idea who he is. I'm not even sure he's mentioned in the lore.
No, I think he might be a new addition.
General Targ has long been a trusted advisor of Wolf and his father Freka, and is skilled in the ways of strategy and warfare. He is a ruthless commander and a fearsome fighter who shares his liege's disdain for the Rohirrim under Helm's rule. There are both mounted and foot versions, clad in a fur cloak and wielding a brutal-looking hand weapon. Yeah, that's a pretty savage-looking sword, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I feel like that's inspiration for the Uruk-hai's weapons for later on.
Yeah, really, really cool. This feels very, almost like Space Marine Commander in Middle-earth type pose for me.
Yes.
But I really like it. That fur cloak is huge and looks awesome. I'm actually already looking forward to painting this guy.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, he looks cool. He'll be an awesome captain.
It's kind of a shame that the foot model doesn't have the cool looking sword on display.
Yeah, that's true.
I would have preferred him to be holding it maybe down by his side.
Yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, I mean, as a new addition and fits in with the rest of them, I don't feel like there's an awful much more to say on it until we see some stats later on.
Very true. That I can't wait to see.
Yes, that'll be a big thing.
Okay, finally then we have the Tribesmen of Dunlending.
Yes, which are nicer looking than the old wild men.
It was these in particular that I said at the start. The detail on these looks really, really high.
Yeah, I love that they've put the fire with these. That's a nice new addition.
Yeah, I'm showing my sucker painting fire.
Okay, so what did they say about these? In the hills that surround the lands of Rohan dwell gruff tribes, the descendants of the Dunlendings, who were driven from their ancestral lands by the Rohirrim. With Wolf to lead them, these fractured communities have become a fearsome army capable of threatening Edoras itself. The counterpart to the warriors of Rohan, the Hill Tribesmen carry a variety of spears, swords, axes, and bows into battle, as well as flaming torches with which to burn to Edoras.
What?
I think that's a Warhammer typo there.
With which to burn to Edoras to the ground. It's a typo.
A little bit. There are different weapon options for many of the models, so your force can be as varied as it is deadly. If you wish to build your army around the events of the motion picture trilogy, the Hill Tribesmen have been sympathetically designed to serve as wildmen of Dunland as part of an army of the White Hand under the sway of Sauron.
Nice. So not only does this give us sorry, they're not Dunland warriors in this time then?
The ancestors of.
I just always called them warriors of Dunland. But it's cool that it's kind of a two-way army. Is it 24 of them?
Yeah.
Are they all different as well?
I imagine
every single model is different.
No, I imagine not. I imagine they're doubled up.
Oh no, they are doubled up. Yeah, it's 2 lots of 12.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah.
But yeah, I have nothing but good things to say about these. As you said, the fire is a nice addition. The archers again look really cool and kind of intimidating. I really, really like them.
Yeah.
They've really outdone themselves this time.
Yeah. I'm very happy with that. Okay, so what else is in the box? As if all those miniatures weren't enough, there's also a feast of other goodies in the box. First up, your armies will need something to fight over, so you've got your 3x3 paper playmat featuring the rolling plains of Rohan. The mat is double-sided with one side showing objectives for your Rohirrim and Tribesmen to fight over, while the other is uninterrupted grassland. Now that I like.
Yeah. I don't think they've ever done things with objectives on.
No,
before.
that's
yeah.
It's good. Well, no, because you've got a playing side is absolutely fine.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you're stuck with the same objectives otherwise, but yeah. And you'll also get 2 classic Rohan houses to start your own settlement with.
Yeah, which we already talked about.
Happy days, and a couple of fences and some barrels as well.
Yeah, we then get a nice close-up image of the actual rules and the Battle of Edoras scenario book, which, I mean, yeah, that looks awesome.
Yeah, I'm loving the artwork there.
It's strange to see a mix of imagery from the trilogy and the War of the Rohirrim movie, though.
Yes, but that image on the front almost looks more like concept art than final anime, so
yeah,
it blends. It's nice.
I wonder if we zoomed in to this quick reference guide, if we can read it.
Move phase, activation phase. I think it's just the learning how to play. I'm gonna guess
it's the new rules. It's the new edition, so
yeah.
If there's anything different, priority phase, move phase, shoot phase, fight phase, end phase. It's all going to be the same on that, I suppose.
Yeah.
So there we have it. That's the book.
Yes.
Thoughts, good sir?
I think it's a very good starting point for people new to the game. The new sculpts all look awesome, which obviously leads to potential more new sculpts that look great. If this means that we're going to get like new Minas Tirith, new orcs, new Uruk-hai, I am all for that, and I know a lot of people have been very against, and us as well, of course, the prices of some of the recent GW Middle-earth stuff. Sadly, if we want any more new stuff, it's got to be supported. So we're really caught in that middle of wanting to support but not wanting to accept prices that are ridiculous. So that's a difficult point. But as a starter set, outside of any of that discussion, I think it's a really good thing.
What we can do while talking about price, if you guys want to support it but don't want to pay the GW prices, you can buy it, pay 10% less for it, and support us by buying it from dragonvaultgames.co.uk.
That is true.
Yeah, so we are an official, wasn't meant to be an advert. we do stock GW officially. So yeah, I'd like to stock a lot of these starter sets personally.
Yes.
But they're going to cost us a lot, so it'd be good to know that we could sell them.
Yeah, I mean, guesses on price. Over 100.
Yeah, it's maybe £129.99 maybe. Would be my first guess.
I wouldn't be surprised if I was going to think 140 to 150 in pounds.
I suppose Skaven Tide was like 160.
Yeah, at retail we were doing 144.
Yeah.
So it might be similar to that actually.
I think it'd be less than Skaven Tide.
Yeah, I'm going 140 to 150 pounds. Let us know in the comments. What do you think? What's your guess for price? Whatever currency you wish. I don't mind.
Don't forget 10% off dragonvaultgames.co.uk. Do you think there's anything they could have done better or different?
Like we kind of touched upon, I would have liked a bit more variety in the models. So it's not just standard warriors with a captain, and 2 heroes. I would have liked some riders, maybe a monster of some sort.
Yeah.
Obviously, they can't have the Mumakil in a starter set. That would have been a bit much.
Yeah.
But I feel like there was definitely something extra.
They're bound to release a Mumakil.
Yeah, but I guess it is, again, we got to think it is starter set, new introduction to people. You don't want to overcomplicate something. If
Very
you add
true.
too many of these things in, it could put people off because it could come across too complicated.
That
So
is-
I do understand it, although I wish they had done a little bit more with it.
Yeah, I would agree. The only thing for me that's surprising is, and I'm sure we'll get one, is the lack of a new helm.
Yes, and maybe even that the daughter, who's the main character of the film, is not in it either.
Yeah,
that's
very true.
potentially a strange one as well. But I guess they might come in their own expansion box
Yeah.
with more of these extra things again later on. It might
Yeah.
just be their way of holding stuff back to release it.
Maybe they're waiting
doesn't-
to see if the feedback from the movie is good before they put too much money into new stuff.
I mean, if they've changed their whole new edition to be that, then I think they're committing.
I wonder if they've seen the movie.
I imagine. Well, they've got to have seen fair bits because they've got to have designed everything.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they saw the Lord of the Rings movies early with those designs back in the day as well. So it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. Yeah, the Helm thing surprises me mainly because you'd expect Helm to be the main dude.
Yeah.
And he looks completely different in this to the model that we got a few years back.
Yeah. But I feel like the movie's going to have so little on Helm himself now. Like, as it seems, it's basically he kills the guy's father, and then I think it's going to be so many years later, and then the movie happens. So I think that the Helm part's probably almost going to be prologue, and then he's just somewhere over there for most of the movie.
Which would suck, because Helm's the beast.
It would, yes. But they will definitely release Helm on his own at some point.
Yeah, they're bound to. Okay, well that's our thoughts. Any final thoughts, or has everything been covered, everything been said?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I just want a release date.
Same. I would theorise, if it's the 23rd of September today, I would theorise we'll have it by November, or early November. I'm trying to think of when we first heard of Scaventide and when it came out.
Yeah, I'm no good at remembering these things.
I reckon around early November.
Okay.
It's going to be in time for Christmas, obviously.
Yeah. I suppose the other side is how far before the movies do they want to risk anything information-wise about the character or their fates, which might be put in the books.
They may tie it in with the release of the movie, which is early December or mid-December, but I think it'll be before.
I guess we'll wait and see.
Yep. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. I want to know your price guesses and your release date guesses, and obviously your opinions on all the new models, the new heroes, and the new Rohan sculpts.
Yes.
And again, are you excited for the brand new edition?
Yes, and one more extra comment for you all to leave. Now that we've seen these new Rohan ones, what other army warrior do you want to see most? What's
Yeah.
yours?
Rangers. Minister Earth.
Uruk-hai.
Yeah.
Give me some more Uruk-hai, something more unique. Actually, no, orcs. Uruk-hai do kind of look all more similar. Orcs are more like all
Yeah.
over the place. I feel like there should be a bit more variety.
I'm also not a big fan of the orc molds. They're really messy and
Yeah.
they're all blended in, and yeah, they look
Yeah, orcs. I'd like orcs next.
sweet. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching this today. Hopefully you are as excited as we are. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time on the Tabletop Alliance.
Bye, guys.